This video is going to be more tips for if you're homeless, a runaway, kicked out, or abandoned, which all three of those things fall under being under 18 and also being a quote-unquote fugitive. Because of course, whenever you're under 18, you're not living with relatives or being abused and trafficked and labeled through the cash for kids system. You're considered a criminal. And even when you're 18 plus, you're considered a criminal for not being a slave to the systems. So like if you're vagabond or living off grid or whatever. But of course it's worse if you're under 18, because under 18 you have no rights. And people don't even feel that you should be able to live a safe and healthy life under 18 or really ever, to be honest. So I'm eating, so I'm gonna take probably as much breaks as usual in between every word, but okay, wait a minute, let me pause this. Okay. One of the first things I'm gonna say, how is this already 1 minute? Dang. I haven't even said anything. But yeah, so first thing is, if you have 4C hair, maybe even other types, you could do something similar. Like some twist or whatever. Or what's that thing called? With the two braids? Some people call them Pocahontas braids. But I mean, there's other names, but I don't even remember the other ones. But the two braids going down your hair, like one on one side, one on the other. And then there's other types of twists. But if you have 4C hair, the easiest hairstyle you can do while you're in, like, the two situations I just named. So, like, if you're homeless and you're 18 plus, or if you're under 18 and you really can't, like, get me help from anywhere getting your hair done, and you can't work a job to pay for it, and you don't know how to do your hair. Either way, 4C hair, I would advise rope twist. That's what I do with my hair now, because for one, with the whole turning 18 thing and finally actually having the rights to, like, try to do something for myself, I knew that I was gonna have to, like, focus more on looking presentable. I mean, I always did try to do that, obviously, because for one, if you look young and like you're in a bad situation, especially if you look young and homeless, people are gonna call the police, and then the police are gonna try to throw you in jail in other parts of the cash for kids system for being homeless under 18. So I knew that I had to look decent. Then there's also the fact that if you even look like you're homeless, you're going to get treated like crap, and then places aren't going to let you in to use the bathroom. And then stores aren't going to want to let you in to even buy stuff, because they're either going to feel like you're just coming in to, I don't know, fill some of the air condition and want you to leave, or they're going to follow you around and feel like you're going to steal stuff, which is also some racial stuff in that. But I don't know, it's kind of weird though. Because, like, I remember in this one store that I went in with this, like, off-brand fake stuff. There was Luigi and a Mario with blonde hair, and then the Luigi didn't say Luigi. The Luigi said Mario, and I think the Mario said Luigi. So there's this store with all this types of off-brand stuff, and the owner was Mexican, and she was following me and this quote-unquote white lady around the store, because of course I know, like, all the brainwashing behind the black and white labels. And also, it's not a race or an ethnicity, but that's a side story. So yeah, she was following us around the store like we were really gonna steal some off-brand Marios. And then yeah, anyway, so stuff like that can happen regardless. But if you look like you're in a bad situation, you're gonna get treated worse, and it's gonna make situations like that lady following me around the store even worse. And yeah, so you want to look decent. That's the first tip. I already don't like how this video started off, but I'm gonna keep going. Then another one is oh yeah, if you're a female, I might already said this in the Truth of the Homeless Population video. Well, no, not that one. I might already talked about this in the how to escape an abuse situation under 18 safely video. But if you're a female especially, you're always going to be accused of being a prostitute if you're not completely letting yourself go and walking around smelling like batteries with dirt all over you. And also if you're really young. And even if you're a male, well, a boy, you could get accused of being a prostitute too if you're young, because people know that when you're a certain age, you don't have any rights to do anything. You can't work a job. So people feel like the only thing you could be doing is prostituting or selling drugs, which just shows that people know how unfair the systems are, but they don't care, because a lot of the people that are going to accuse you of being a prostitute want you to be a prostitute, and they're hoping you're a prostitute. So yeah, if you look young, or if you just don't look like you're letting yourself go completely and you still have some teeth, you're going to be accused of being a prostitute. Oh my gosh, all the memories of the bull crap. And it's really offensive too, but people don't even care about that part. And the other thing, oh yeah, another thing is that people, like if you're somebody that gets the saying, well, wait a minute. You get told that you have a good head on your shoulders, or and you really try to like not make a lot of the mistakes that other people do, and not do a lot of things that are considered normal these days that aren't normal or okay. So if you're like me and you've been like told you have a good head on your shoulders, or you're like doing the other things that I mentioned, you're gonna run into older people who are gonna be jealous of you, because they feel like, one, you're smarter than them. They feel like you think you're better because you think you're smarter, and then they're gonna be telling you about how you're not really that smart, and how you think you know everything, even though, well, I can't say you, but even though I don't anyway. I just know things that I'm not going to do, and things that I'm not going to let myself fall into, and really don't even have a reason to let myself fall into. But people get offended by that because they feel like you're doing better than them, and like then well, basically they look at you and they feel like, how is this person that's so much younger than me, and that's a quote unquote child, how are they not making the same mistakes that I did? And then another thing that goes along with this is, if you're like me and you're always in situations where you're never around people your age, and you're always around, hold up, I have a lot of mucus build up. You're always around people who are way older than you, this is going to come up a lot. Even if you're like not quote unquote homeless or something like that, even if you're still living in whatever bad situation, you're going to run into stuff like this a lot, where people are trying to like downplay you and all that because they're jealous. I also know to stay away from these types of people. It can be hard sometimes, because sometimes people like this can also be what I like to call quote unquote let me help you lunatics, which are people, well, I already have a whole video about that because I don't even want to go off into that for 20 minutes. But yeah, people like that, and something else I can't remember. Wait a minute. So another tip, this would be for people 18 plus, because you can't get food stamps or any of that under 18. So if you're 18 plus, I would advise you, like if you live near a beach, buy like a box of water bottles with the food stamps. There's some type of food that you could sell, but the water bottle thing works good. So like, get the water bottles and then try to like hold up a sign and do busking and sell the water bottles at the beach. You can't go to jail for this obviously, but try it anyway. If you're under 18 and you find some loophole to get food stamps, which would be better to try if there isn't already a missing persons report out, but it can be risky either way. Pretty sure you can't though. But if you figure out some loophole to get food stamps, or if you know someone with them, get some candy and try to sell that. That may not work though, especially if you look like you're homeless. If you look like you're homeless, nobody's going to buy any type of food from you, even if it is a water bottle. So try to not look like you're homeless. And oh yeah, this is a good one, because I was thinking about this the other day. If you are doing the lay low till 18 thing and you actually have managed to get states away from where the missing persons report is at, which you're supposed to try to do anyway, but everybody's not able to for obvious reasons. But if you are states away and you're going by the fake name and age or whatever, do know that you don't have to spend your whole time being paranoid and hiding. It's actually easier to lay low till 18, especially if you have a really long wait, if you're doing things during this wait. Now, it could be risky because people may start to ask questions, but you could have your alibi or just not go to places that much. But try to, go to free programs that you can spend your time at. So, sewing classes that are free, go to parks, go to free summer camps where you can learn something, stuff like that. You don't have to spend your whole time being paranoid and hiding, and that can actually make things a lot worse for you, mentally and physically and in all types of other ways. I could get why you would have to do that, especially if you haven't even been able to leave the city that your missing persons report is in, which if you're not able to do that, then you're probably going to get turned in and locked up and sent back to your abuse situation anyway. But yeah, if you're able to and you're far away enough, definitely find something to do and find somewhere to spend your time at that's not hiding and being paranoid the whole time, and that isn't something that won't help you in the long run and won't benefit you. So don't spend your time hanging around let me help you lunatics. Don't spend your time just sitting around. And yeah, trying to think of what else to say. And here's something else that I just remembered. Do know that everywhere is not checking to see if you're missing persons. Everywhere is not going to Google your name and all that stuff. So, you can get a serve safe certificate under 18. They don't even ask for birthday. So, if you pay for the online class, which you would need a debit card for, which is why I advise you, before even leaving your situation, find somebody 18 plus that isn't connected to your abusers and won't snitch and all that. That'll be your sponsor for a Cash App card, because that'll really help you with getting the bus ticket and all the other stuff that you would need, and even for saving money and not walking around with hundreds of dollars on you and all that. But yeah, anyway, get the Serve Safe course, and you can get the certificate under 18, and you don't have to worry about putting in your real name, because everywhere is not checking to see whether you are hiding from somebody or something. And that's something that you should always remember, that you don't have to be overly paranoid while doing the lay low till 18 thing. I can understand worrying about the police and worrying about people calling the police and all that, but do know that everything and everybody is not trying to turn you in. So you can do things like get a Serve Safe certificate, pay for an online book writing course, stuff like that.